Okay, so let's set a scene you've probably been in 100 times. You're spending time with people, and everything seems, totally fine on the surface.
You're just talking, swapping stories, catching up, having a laugh. Standard stuff.
You're in the flow, that back and forth that we all do. It feels completely normal, completely fine. But then it's over. You get home, or you hang up the phone, and bam, it hits you. This deep, kind of profound exhaustion. And we're not talking about being physically tired, like you just went for a jog. No, this is different. It's this sudden mental and emotional energy crash. It literally feels like a battery inside you just went from full to zero for no obvious reason. So what in the world is going on here? Why does something so normal, so human, leave you feeling so completely wiped out? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden system that's at work. All right, so the very first thing you've got to understand is that during any social interaction, your brain is doing a massive amount of work behind the scenes. It's not just sitting there. It's in an incredibly active, high-performance state. Think of it like your brain is running 4 really demanding apps all at the same time. First up, you've got constant processing. You're not just hearing words, you're listening, thinking, and adapting what you're going to say next, all in milliseconds. Then there's social adjustment. You're subtly mirroring their body language, filtering your own thoughts, deciding what to say and what not to say. Third, there's the huge attention demand. You have to maintain focus, read all those tiny nonverbal cues. And finally, and this one's a big one, the emotional load. You're basically absorbing the subtle feelings in the room. And that carries some real weight. And here's the kicker. There's no pause button, right? Unlike reading a book where you can just stop for a second. A conversation just keeps going. There's almost no time to reset or recharge. So all that energy we just talked about, it's being used constantly without a break. So how does all this hidden work suddenly turn into that feeling of exhaustion? Well, the key is understanding that you don't actually notice it during the conversation. You only feel it in the sudden quiet that comes right after. I mean, think about that contrast. It's like whiplash. During the chat, your mind is buzzing, it's high activity, all of your focus is pointed outwards. But the second it ends, you're hit with silence. And it's in that abrupt shift from all that noise to quiet that your brain finally has a chance to go, whoa, we are tired. So here's the crucial idea. That energy was being spent the entire time. You just couldn't feel it while the engine was running at full throttle. The quiet is just the moment you finally look down at the fuel gauge and realize, you're on empty. And this brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of all. This is where we get to reframe this whole experience and stop making it a personal thing. Because let's be honest, that's often the story we tell ourselves, isn't it? Ugh, I shouldn't feel this way. Or why do I get so tired around people? Something must be wrong with me. We automatically turn it into a personal flaw. But the truth, it's so much simpler than that, and way less personal. Social interaction just requires energy. That's it, full stop. It's not a character flaw, it's just basic cognitive physics. This energy drain isn't some random thing happening to you. It's a system. It's simply the cost of doing business socially. All those hidden jobs your brain was doing, the processing, the adjusting, the paying attention, the feeling, they all have a price, and they add up quietly in the background. You don't get a little bill for every minute of conversation. You only see the final total at the end of the night, when you suddenly realize your energy account is completely overdrawn. So now that you can see this hidden system that's running your social energy, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible systems are quietly shaping how you feel and act every single day? Because once you start looking for them, you really can't unsee them.